So you're feeling motivated and you think to yourself, you know what, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna get jacked. You're warming up, doing your little stretches. Then you look across the gym. Uh-oh, you see a girl. But this isn't just any other girl. This is a girl with a voluptuous booty. A booty so voluptuous, it's worthy to be one of Genghis Khan's most prized concubines. Next thing you know, you're not in the gym anymore. You're in the bathroom stall, painting the walls white. I'm gonna hit you with an uncomfortable truth. Lustful thoughts will never leave, okay? So just accept it now. It's in your biological design. Okay, maybe they'll leave when you're too old and you don't have any testosterone or libido left over, but until then, they're not going anywhere. It's in our biological design. So if you see a cute girl and you immediately start imagining procreating with her, congratulations, your anatomy is working exactly how it should be. This is actually a survival trait. So it's not something to be ashamed of, okay? But it's when it ends up controlling you that it's a problem. See, that's the thing. You don't have a lust problem. You have a control problem. Desexualizing your brain doesn't mean killing your desire. It just means reclaiming control of it. And today I'm going to share with you the 4 foundations you need to build underneath yourself to not defeat lust, but to rise above it. You can think of it like the 4 levels of a pyramid. Yeah, that's nice. A little backstory on me, my name's Maverick. If you get anything positive out of this video, please sexualize that subscribe button. And as for me, I discovered porn at the age of 13, and I've struggled on and off with it for around 15 years. It's had a clear negative impact on my productivity, my energy, and my relationships. And I'm one of the lucky ones. You won't believe some of the stories I've heard from guys that struggle with this on a serious level. And that's probably some of you guys watching this video right now. And that's why I'm so happy to be partnered up with BetterHelp for this video. Think about the negative patterns in your life. Why do you think they're so hard to break? And what would it mean to finally let go of them with the right support? I've struggled with compulsions like this before, and I don't know where my head would be at now if I didn't reach out for help. One of the things that I learned there is actually just seeing your thoughts as just that, thoughts, which we're gonna talk more about later in the video. Therapy provides valuable tools and lessons that you definitely wouldn't get otherwise. I got a challenge for you. Think back to a time in your life that you feel nostalgic about. Maybe it was, when you were a young child or high school or something like this. What ordinary moments from that time period do you wish you could experience again just one more time? What did you rush through or not even notice that you'd give anything to feel again? Now turn that bittersweet wisdom towards today. What seemingly mundane parts of your life today might you look back on someday longingly? And that's exactly what therapy has helped me and can help you do too. It's the best way to become more present and enjoy and live the life that you're living right now. And that's why I chose to partner up with BetterHelp. They'll connect you with a licensed therapist who is trained to listen and give you helpful, unbiased advice. Just fill out a questionnaire and you'll get matched up with a therapist in as little as a couple days, and you can switch anytime. BetterHelp accepts both HSA and FSA cards, making it even easier to prioritize your mental health. In 2024 alone, over 137,000 people used their HSA or FSA benefits for therapy through BetterHelp, so be sure to use that before they expire. So click the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/maverick and get 10% off of your first month of therapy. So the problem is, you think I'm just a guy who likes girls, but really you're a lab rat with unlimited access to the best drug in the world. You can get this reward without any effort at all. It's a false prize. Every scroll, every reel, every thirst trap, you're reinforcing one habit: see woman, click reward. You're not chasing intimacy, you're chasing stimulation, and that's what the algorithm is designed to do. So we gotta break you out of that loop. So here's how it works. Every time you see something spicy, your brain gets a boost of dopamine. Over time, your brain gets used to it, and you need more and more intensity to get the same spark. It's like microwaving your reward system. And whereas at first, maybe it was only apparent while you're watching these, adult videos, next thing you know, it's consuming you in all realms of your life. So here's how to escape it. To rise above lust, you must first detox. This is foundation number 1. Start with just 7 days. No sexualized content whatsoever. If that sounds impossible, that's your sign. If you're an alcoholic, the first step to getting sober is taking all the bottles and throwing them in the trash. And that's the same for this problem. Delete all your accounts, install a porn blocker if you need to, but whatever you do, don't look at anything sexual for 7 days. But this is almost always futile If you don't, also replace with something better. Testosterone needs purpose. It needs somewhere to go. It is our masculine essence after all. It's what separates us from women. So when you're feeling that urge, you're feeling that drive, instead of turning to the pixels, turn to purpose. So build something, create something, train, do something with that energy. If you don't have a six-pack and a vein in your bicep, then you have no excuse. There's what you need to do. Dr. Bruce Alexander did an experiment with rats. First, he put them in a small cage with 2 drip lines, one with just water, the other one with drugs in it. And pretty much every rat got addicted to the water with drugs. Next, he took rats, and instead of putting them in a small cage, he put them in a larger cage with stuff going on, other rats. It was called Rat Park. He still gave them access to the drug water, and without exception, none of the rats got addicted to the drug water. This helps confirm that without purpose, without community and connection, we are doomed to succumb to our vices. So build a life that gives you access to some positive outlets. Even with both of these steps complete, you'll still struggle if you don't reshape your relationship with your thoughts. It took me way too long to learn this, so you're lucky you're learning it now, but you are not your thoughts. You are the watcher behind your thoughts. We all have impulsive thoughts. Have you ever been driving your car and you're like, I could really just drive into this group of people right now? But you don't do it, right? Because that's not you and that's not your morals. You still had the thought though. So just like you ignore this type of thought, why can't you just ignore these other lustful thoughts? Watch them just float on by like a cloud. You don't have to entertain every thought or urge or feeling. You can simply acknowledge it, notice it's there, label it, I'm having a lustful thought right now, and then watch as it eventually leaves. Thoughts and feelings never stick around forever. This takes a lot of practice, but once you do it, you're one step closer to ultimate freedom. And the ultimate challenge, but the one that's gonna solidify you as a stoic god, is to rewire your brain. You need to practice getting bored on purpose. I know this sounds counterintuitive, but just hear me out. When we're not engaged cognitively, we're not consuming content or being distracted, our brains switch over to the default mode network, the DMN. This is the mode that our brain goes into when we're actually having deep, meaningful thought. This is why there was an explosion of knowledge during Greek mythology with all the philosophers. Literally all they did was sit around and access the DNM. And that's also one of the reasons that depression and anxiety is so prevalent in today's age, because people are addicted to distracting themselves all the time and they don't even know the meaning of anything anymore, and they don't even try to understand it. Do you really want to be like that? So here's my homework for you. You could start small. Go to the gym with no headphones. Drive to work with the radio off. Sit and have a meal alone without watching YouTube or scrolling on your phone or even having music playing. These are some things that I've implemented in my life, and it's truly been life-changing. I have my best ideas and revelations when I'm just jogging on the treadmill with no headphones, no music, no anything. This is how your dopamine system gets reset. If you can be okay with no cognition going on, then you'll truly cherish it when you're having a little bit, and then you don't need to reach for the top of the fruit chi in the form of adult videos and racy TikToks, right? So start with level 1, build upon that. You'll be shocked at how fast your brain can clear up. And always remember, if you can sexualize your brain, you can desexualize it. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.